Hey everyone, Mike Benito from Pear Tree Group Property Management, where we manage your properties in Kemptville, Cornwall, Ottawa, and Gatineau. I'm Mike Benito.
I'm Victor Paulo, Director of Sales and Marketing for Pear Tree Group Property Management, and today we're going to be speaking to you about the different types of owners. So Mike, in your 20 years of experience doing property management, what are the different types of owners you come across?
Well, Vic, in Pear Tree, we manage properties for all different types of owners. Most owners, though, can fall into 5 subset categories: investors, part-time investors, accidental owners, problem tenants, and non-resident owners.
Well, Mike, that's pretty interesting, but what's the difference between a full-time investor and a part-time investor?
So a full-time investor is somebody who owns several properties. Most of the times that's what they do for a living, is that they buy and sell real estate and own rental properties as a way of generating passive income and just buying large amounts of properties. A part-time investor is somebody who's using real estate as a diversification from their current portfolio. So they may invest in stocks or mutual funds and other things, but they have some extra capital lying around, so they buy a property to diversify the investment strategy that they have. So they only have maybe 1 or 2 or 3 properties at that time.
So Mike, how can an owner be a problem tenant? How does that make sense?
Well, an owner really is not a problem tenant. They have problem tenants. So what ends up happening is that an owner, it can be a full-time investor or a part-time investor, has problems with their tenants, and they've exhausted all the different options that they have, and they no longer know what to do. So they come to us for our advice and have us manage the property so that we can help them either turn the tenant around or help them work through the evictions with them, so that the property can get back on its feet and remove the tenant if need be, or have him do what we need them to do and become a more model tenant.
Excellent. Well, Mike, now how can I tomorrow be one of your accidental owners? I'm hoping to, maybe stumble upon a nice $500,000 property tomorrow by accident, and then I can just call you to manage it. How does all that work?
Well, that's not quite right. Accidental owners, we call them that because they acquire a property accidentally. It wasn't something that they planned to do. A lot of times this happens through a death in the family, where a parent or somebody has passed away and they left a house, or even sometimes an investment property, and therefore the person who is the next of kin acquires that property but really wasn't expecting to be a landlord. Another type of accidental owner we have is if somebody's working, for instance, and has to go abroad. Well, he wasn't expecting to have to leave his home. He doesn't want to necessarily sell it, so he wants to rent it. But obviously, if he's moving out of the country or out of the city or whatever, he needs somebody to manage that property for him. And so that, again, isn't what we qualify as an accidental landlord.
Now, the last one you mentioned was a non-resident. Is that someone who, for example, I would own a property, but I'm a non-resident because I don't live in that exact dwelling, I live down the street? How does all that work?
No. A non-resident doesn't really mean that you don't reside at the property, although there are owners who own property, several units, and they live in one of them. That's not what we consider a non-resident. A non-resident is really more about somebody who is not deemed as a resident to the country. And this is a CRA is who deems people to be residents or non-residents. And because of it, there are different things that different qualifications that are required in terms of collecting rent and providing rent and doing taxes and stuff like that. So that's a very specific type of owner that has property in Canada. They may not necessarily live in Canada, or they may live in Canada but not necessarily be a resident of Canada.
Wow, Mike, that's very interesting. A bunch of different owners that you do work with. That's really exciting. So if owners do want to be able to work with you or get a hold of you, where can we find you?
The best place to find us is just go online and go to our website and give us a call. Our website is www.peartreegroup.ca, or call us at the office, 613-686-7575, extension
104. Thank you very much, Mike. Really appreciate your time today, and thank you guys for taking some time and spending it with us here at Pear Tree Group.
Thanks, Vic.